Today, Agapal, I'm going to speak on the topic corruption. Now, what is corruption? Corruption is wrongdoing on the part of any authority or powerful party through means that are illegitimate, immoral, or incompatible with ethical standards. Corruption often forms patronage and is associated with bribery. Now, what are the types of corruption? Petty corruption, state capture. The following are the most common forms of corruption: bribery, embezzlement, theft and fraud, extortion, abuse of discretion, favoritism, nepotism, and clientelism. Conduct creating or exploiting conflicting interests, improper political contributions. What are the common characteristics of corruption? Gap between group and individual interest. Second, two or more parties, since one can hardly be corrupt with one own self. Third, consenting adults that have a common understanding. Fourth, benefit furtherance. Existence of power that could be grabbed, extrusted, or otherwise available. And sixth is misuse of power that often drives a wedge between intended and stated positions for their own benefits. And now I would like to invite my friend Pavnendra Pratap Singh Vatsal to proceed this topic.
Thank you, Agapal. Now, this is Thakur Pranapatap Singh Varsal speaking in front of you. What is that the globalization has increased the risk of corruption, but has also increased the opportunities to curb it. Then, what role can the media be play in tackling problems? This corruption. The media can serve many important functions, not just by exposing corruption, but also sustaining an open and transparent flow of information and fostering a climate of opinion that is increasing intolerant of corruption. Now, what should the government do to make the anti-corruption agencies effective? An important factor is where the anti-corruption agency ACA or KPK is located in government. If it reports to the office of the Prime Minister, for example, it can be used as a weapon against the political opponents. Ideally, the KPK should be a completely independent body. There are a number of common options from the report's 7-point agenda which can make the anti-corruption agencies more effective. What are these agendas? Number one, join with international efforts. Second, establish benchmarks of quality. Third, strength of the civil service. Fourth, encourage codes of the conduct in the private sector. Fourth, establish the right to information. Sixth, exploit new technology. Seventh, support citizen action. Now, my friend Mr. Nikhil Thakur will speak on this topic and he will proceed again. Thank you.
Hello friends, this is Nikhil Thakur. First of all, I want to thank my friend Pavnendra. Now my dear friend, impact of corruption hinders social and economic development and increases poverty by domestic and foreign investment away from where it are most needed. Weakens education and health system, depriving people of the basic buildings blocks of a decent life. Undermines democracy by distorting electrical processes and undermining government institutions, which can lead to political instability. Exacerbates inequality and injustice by preventing the rule of law and punishing victims of crime through corrupt ruling. Now, how to remove corruption? Law fixing accountability and encouraging transparency combined with efficient judiciary and free press provide ideal atmosphere to tackle the menace of corruption. Now, what we conclude from this presentation? Conclusion. Corruption, as we know, is a criminal thing that do by a person in a certain capacity, especially with negative connotation. They do the illegal thing to make a benefit for themselves. We can difference corruption into two classes. First is petty corruption. It's a kind of corruption which did by some people in a little capacity. They do a little corruption, but they do that many times. The other cases of corruption is state capture refers to a situation in which private interest has effectively taken from certain state functions, a type of corruption generally less understood by the public or by the media. Now, so corruption is an illegal thing that we couldn't do, because without corruption we can be a good generation for our country, and then we can make our country clear from corruption and make our country better. That's all. Thank you very much.